Hey, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very warm welcome to you to the Nishkarsh Sharma show. This is episode number 43. And today I have a dear friend, Ab, with us today. So, Ab, a very, very warm welcome to you. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, Nish, thank you very much for welcoming me. Thank you for having me on your podcast and especially being one of your first people in your new office. It's an honor to share this pleasure with you today. I'm doing very well. What about yourself?
I'm doing awesome, Ab. I'm doing pretty good. Everyone who's listening to this right now, Ab is a multi-seven-figure e-com entrepreneur. He's a great human being. I met Ab through Srijan a couple of years back, and then we used to mastermind together. When Ab visited India, or I think almost a year back, more than a year back, Ab and his wife and his cousin, we catched up, and it's been such a pleasure to have him. He's a beautiful human being. Ab also recently he became a father. So again, congratulations to you on behalf of all of us, Ab. And before we actually started recording the podcast, we were talking about marriage and fatherhood and families. So Ab's a beautiful human being, and what I love about Ab is that he's very strong with principles. He loves in I mean integrity is something that runs in his blood. So he's very strong with his principles. He's a very nice human being, very disciplined, and the way he sees his business is very uncommon, because usually people are going to be highly competitive and only just think about the numbers and only just think about growing and scaling stuff. But I've seen Ab Store as well when we used to mastermind, and the way that they operate is just phenomenal. They've kept things so simple, and they're absolutely killing it. So, Ab, again, a very, very warm welcome to you, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, Nish. First of all, absolutely beautiful way. I didn't even realize that I achieved all those things. So that gives me a goosebump right now. I'm not sure whether you guys can see it. So absolutely phenomenal. I think 4 or 5 years behind us. I mean, if I have to reflect back and if I think about what we have achieved, it's just incredible. Uh, a lot of things comes with dedication, patience. The word patient I want to emphasize maybe during this entire podcast, this meeting, many times, because patience is key to your success. And being patient is very difficult. The definition of patient is perceived differently by a lot of people. But in any situation, whether you're happy, you're sad, or you don't feel anything, you need to all the time stay patient. If you don't stay patient and cool, I mean, it's difficult to move forwards.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So, and we were all, and this just does not apply to business. It pretty much applies in all aspects of life. You have to learn to be patient. So, tell me something, Ab. Now, of course, I know, a bit of your story, but for everyone who's listening to this, what's your story? Where do you come from? I know
Yeah.
that you were working with GE, but how did the entire, this entrepreneurship bubble, how did entrepreneurship happen to you? And then how did e-commerce happen to you? And how was your childhood when you were growing up? Would love to,
Yeah.
love to listen to your story.
Sure. So to start with, everything happens kind of by accident. Okay. I don't really force a lot of things. Whenever I force something, I don't get it. So that's my experience. When it comes to entrepreneurship, look, I have studied masters in finance here in London. General Electric called me. They offered me a job. Do you want to come back to us and work here in London? Which I accepted that time. I was so serious in finance. I wanted to become the CFO in one of the big companies. That was my vision that time. But then one day, I look. In a big company, you wear a badge with how do you call it, a strap or a line, like a line.
Yeah.
And everybody had the black one. When I was organizing my desk, I found an old linear that was a red color. So obviously, along all the people, I had the red one, and everybody was looking. Hey, that's a nice one. So one day I went to the kitchen, getting some food. Then a guy approached me. He said, "Hey, I like your red color linear." I said, "Okay, do you want it?" I said, "No." So I said, "Okay, fine." I went back. I ate my food. Next day, apparently, he was working behind me. Because it's a big office, right? We were on the same floor. There was like 9-11 floor. By accident, we were on the same floor. He was working in IT. He came again. He said, hey, where did you get this in here? This is how my journey actually started unconsciously. I didn't know it started like becoming an entrepreneur. I said, listen, you know, you asked for the second time. I pulled off my badge. I gave this linear to him and he didn't take it. But then he saw my name, Ab Ozturk. Hey, are you Turkish? I said, yes, I'm Turkish. I'm Turkish too. So that's how I met my business partner. We chit chat together. And after few weeks time, Nish, he came to me while I was studying for CFA, one of the most difficult qualifications in the world. And he said, hey, you know what, let's start a business. I was studying for CFA. He came one time, second time, third time. You know, I thought this guy is going to keep on coming, asking for let's start a business. You know what? I said, let's start a business. That was exactly on a Saturday. I don't know which date, but on a Saturday. I remember because I believe you registered our company around 9th of May, 2016. That was that day. I believe it's on a Saturday. So we went into a meeting room. I asked him, why do you want to start a business? What kind of business? He said, look, I want to do website, blah, blah, we're going to sell this. I have no idea. He was talking about digital marketing, but I was an accountant, right? I didn't understand anything. I said, you know what, let's start the business. What's the name of the company? He said, Fire, for example. Okay, we're going to register Fire. I went to HMRC and registered quickly the company. I paid 13 pounds. Guys, we're business partnership. Okay, we started the business. No clue what we were doing. I have no idea. 6 months long, we were preparing this plan, that plan, etc. for 6 months long. There's still no business, okay? But we are working on a business. Like we were struggling at the time. That's basically how I ended up in this entrepreneurial journey. I mean, 6 months long, I had no income. We burned all our salary. Literally, whatever came went into the business. Whatever came went into the business. For 2 years, look, we hadn't any penny in our bank account.
Okay, so in those 2 years, what all kind of things were you guys doing? Like, give me some examples.
So first of all, we started a digital marketing company. That's a funny story how I started my first client. So I told a colleague of mine, look, we have a new digital marketing company. Sounds great, right? We do websites, etc. Sounds all promising. Very confident. Even I believe in my own story that time. She said, okay, my wife is starting a yoga studio. Do you guys want to set up the website? So, well, amazing, right? Free client who doesn't want to start a business. So I went there. She came one day to the office. That was on a Thursday, I believe. We went to Costa Coffee. And I took my very sexy note with me. You know, I found it very, at that time was attractive as in a corporate. Well, you want to have always a beautiful note where you write things. We went to Costa Coffee. So I was listening to this client about yoga. And I said, you know, I need to really consider whether we can take you on board because we're extremely busy. We are not busy at all. We just started it. Because I was scared, to be honest, to take her on board in order to deliver her work. Because I don't know who's going to design and I haven't any experience, right? So, but anyway, we took her on board. We started to do things. Because it's our first clients, I couldn't even ask for money. Because I know that the work that I'm doing is just, you know, it's unfair. That was my mind at that time. If it's not right now, I would charge everybody in money. Okay.
Yeah.
So we work almost 3 months for this particular client, and we still don't make any money. We're burning cash. So one day, look, guys, please don't get me wrong. We all go through the same thing. I post something on Upwork. Somebody applied, and then this freelancer said, I'm going to do everything. We took all my money, let's say $200. Not that much that time, but again, I negotiated very well, luckily. But he took my money, he didn't deliver the website. So I was going into the client meeting. I said, okay, let it come, let it go. I was smiling, you know, I went into it, smile. Look, I'm so sorry, but the website is not ready. She was so disappointed. I received everything that you can hear from a client on my first experience there. But I was positive. I said, you know what, I'm going to fix it. The same day, I put something on freelancer.com. I found another freelancer. I said, you know what, you're going to fix it now, or I'm not going to pay you. That was my mindset because I felt the pain. This guy was, okay, I'm going to fix it now. Boom, boom, boom. They fixed everything. I paid them. Project delivered. Client happy. Now the guy who's the freelancer is now my best friend. He's you see, you don't know what happens in the online world. Hope that's helpful.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes. And then you mentioned 2 years, right? What happened after 2 years?
Um, so Matt, this is I think where Matt and Srijan met each other. So that's the moment I
Hmm.
believe that Matt started drop shipping. I had no clue what's drop
Hmm.
shipping, but he said,
Hmm.
no, by the way, before that, we onboarded other clients, let's say dentists.
Hmm.
We went direct sales. We knocked on the doors of
Hmm.
companies here in London, especially
Hmm. Hmm.
Mert, my business partner. One
Hmm.
day I end up in a dentist in Reading, I believe, and I heard the word Botox for the first time in my life. I didn't hear. I had to do an advertisement for Botox. So I started to search on Facebook groups where women came together. I went into those Facebook groups. Suddenly, this is so funny. This is so funny, Nish. I went back to GE, and that's when I discovered, whoa, that woman has Botox, that woman had Botox. Suddenly I saw a lot of Botox around me, you know? I mean, like, I didn't know. But that was something I was really shocked with. Anyway, so
Okay.
Mert started the drop shipping. Mert started the drop shipping,
Uh-huh.
and suddenly it went very well at the beginning. You know? We started to make sales on Instagram. Yeah, we hit our first, I think, 20K in our first month, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But then this is what happened. Mert, because we were on a journey, we didn't have many cash. Okay, I'm very transparent about those topics because everybody can learn from it. So we decided to share one room together, and like staying in London is extremely expensive. We paid around, if I'm not mistaken, 1K, I believe, to one room here in London. So we shared the bills. And one day after we shared the room together, 1 month after, I came home and Mert came and said, I quit my job. I say, dude, what did you do? I said, I quit my job. I didn't want to work anymore. I want to completely do drop shipping, whatever it is. I don't want to, like, I said, dude, but that was not the agreement. We supposed to both work full time for the next 3 months, and then we're going to quit our job. I said, but I quit my job. So I felt more pressure. He felt he was more under pressure. But you know what? That was probably a good thing to do. And after 3 months, I quit my job. We went to Berlin, to Germany, to do a project there, and that project failed after a few months again. Didn't work out, but yeah. Hope. So that's how we end up being in e-commerce store. You see, there's no plan. Actually,
Hmm.
everything happens for a reason. You just move on.
Right. Right. So that first month when you did 20K, how were things after that? I mean, you guys were on. So and did you quit your job at that point of time, or you continued with the job of yours?
So here is the thing. After Mert quit,
Hmm.
I still had my
Hmm.
job because we
Okay.
need to somehow pay our bills,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We
Yes.
need to have somewhere cash. And the internet business dropshipping was not certainty. We were already in minus 6K before,
Hmm.
I think, before Mert quit his job. So we had to first recover that amount, build a bit cash flow. And that time how it goes. You basically pay Facebook ads, you pay your supplies immediately, but you receive your money after 10 days, 12 days, 15 days, whatever. You know this, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
paper locks. I remember our
Hmm.
first call where paper locked. We had this
Oh, I
experience,
remember that. Yes.
right?
Yes. Hmm.
So I mean, yes. So I quit my job, I believe, in March 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right after.
Okay. Okay. And then how did you like? How did start? How did things start picking up in the dropshipping business after that?
Well, look, we didn't pay ourselves salary. Okay, we paid minimum, so
Hmm.
1K. So 1K, you can't even survive here in London or anywhere in Europe. Just be honest, okay? You can't compare 1K living in India versus living here in Germany
Absolutely. Hmm.
yeah. So
Hmm.
we underpay each other. But what we said, we're going to dedicate, we're going to test, we're going to scale, we're going to grow. That was the only thing. As long as we had food in the evening, food in the morning, and we had the water and we can work, we had internet, we were happy. Because we know that we are learning a lot of things. We didn't have in mind, let's make 10 million, let's make 20 million. We only had one thing in mind, let's master the skill, because if we master the skill, we are independent, we are free. Okay, we can make money anywhere. We can sell anything. That was the mind. We were really focusing on the craftsmanship here, rather than eventually on the money, because money is just it's just a physical thing, an exchange from A to B to C. Um, so how was it like? We fight a lot. Okay, as a business partner, we fight a lot. We have different perspectives. We discuss a lot. Um, he thinks differently. I think differently. Look, I think operationally, I look after the clients. He only thought maybe only sales, but I think more mature sometimes that time about okay, if we scale, what are the potential problems that will arise? Because you need to cover that. You need to be prepared for it. Otherwise, then PayPal can shut you down, Facebook can shut you down, etc. Like, I mean, there's always a risk that rises when you scale. It's important that you grow. So there's a difference between scaling and growing. It's important that you grow as a business. If the business is not mature enough, you grow a business, but then you have people inside, employees who are going to work for you because your processes are not mature enough. They can do anything. That's what we experience as well. But look, listen, what Mert did was the right thing. I can deny it. He's still doing the right thing, sales focused. Okay, if you don't make any sales, you don't have a business at the end of the day. So
That's right. That's right. So back then, and I totally relate to that. We've made this mistake wherein we used to scale really hard, and I think I shared that with you on that call that we had almost 1.5 years back, I guess. So we scaled really high, but then we did not really anticipate that what's going to happen after this, and it was a nightmare. It was a
yeah,
nightmare. We had a lot of orders, then some issues started popping up with PayPal, with Stripe, and then with the vendor, and then we it was a nightmare the next couple of months, and that's when we realized that we're never going to do this again.
yeah,
And since then we started we started paying a lot more, we started giving systems and processes a lot more importance than we used to
yeah,
back then. Now with your ecom biz, like everyone starts with dropshipping with find good products and test it out and see what works for you, and then we're going to scale it. What's your approach been, and how do you see the dropshipping business right now? First, how did you guys find success with it? I mean, especially when you were starting out, because then, because I know that you guys transitioned into one direction, one niche, one
yeah.
space. That's the approach that you took. And two, what is the approach that you would like to recommend to anyone who's starting out right now, or anyone who's just struggling right now to make the
Okay,
business work?
first of all, let me directly answer the question. There's no one way. Everybody has their own way. Whatever feels right, you need to follow. Because if you're not confident in that way, you won't succeed anyway. Now, what we did instead, we choose one niche, one brand, and be really focused on getting everything done from acquiring. Look, generally, everything is in if on a high level, e-commerce is separated usually in three parts. One, acquiring a client. Okay, so lead generation or whatever you call it, acquiring a client.
Mm-hmm.
Second is that becomes a client, and the third part is, which is most important, where a lot of people miss it, is the referral side. Okay, three parts I usually divide. Now, if you cannot acquire a client, you don't have an existing client, and if you don't have a happy existing client, they won't be able to refer any new clients. So what we decided is specializing. Okay, let's take just one brand and learn how to do Facebook, acquire clients. And then once we master that, let's make our clients happy, which is existing. Email marketing, okay, mastering email marketing, setting that up, get that experience, because you can acquire a client, but if you don't upsell at the back end, you're leaving money on the table. That's where the real money is, okay?
Right.
And the final thing, where literally, I'll tell you, if you have just ask this when you have a conference with 100 people, how many have a referral system in their business? I'll tell you, maybe 3 or 4 people. Okay. And that is where is free cash, man. It's like you need to, like if you already have happy clients and you have a great system in what a potential referral will expect. It's like a client will not refer you somebody if they don't know what you're going to give to them. Okay, so you need to get your referral. It needs to be systemized. It needs to be clear. Everybody needs to know what the expectations are, and people will start to refer people to you. So if
Yeah.
you get this mechanism, okay, the rest is tactics. If you're going to use Instagram, if you're going to use whatever, you need to always go back to the basics. Those are the three things. How am I doing on my acquisition side? How do I treat my existing customers? And as a result, do I get more referrals? If you don't, if you have, let's say, 100 clients right now, and you don't spend the right attention, even though you can acquire 1 million clients, they will go away. There is no longevity in the game. Now, what made us very successful is taking care of those existing clients. And don't see your client as a transaction. That's what a lot of people do wrong, especially in e-com. They set up, they copy. I can tell you, man, 100% of people copy paste their refund policy from another company, change their name, and that's it. Read your policy. If you feel that the policy, excuse my language here, gives you a fucked up feeling to make a purchase on your website, then nobody's going to buy from you. Nobody, it's not a nice feeling, right? Look, the policy is there to separate between good clients and bad clients. When people have bad intention, they will show up. The way they send the email, the way they ask certain things. That's the key thing, you know? Like, you can lose a transaction, but it's more expensive to lose a customer. So be flexible on the refund side. Look, don't refund everybody immediately. I'm not saying that, but really understand when you receive on a client desk a ticket or a phone call, whatever it is, first of all, your job is to understand what the client wants to achieve. Okay? And then your matter becomes how can you help and support the client to achieve that goal? Now, whether that's providing a refund, whether that is replacing it, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But the key thing is really give this feeling to the client. How can we make sure that the client is really happy? And that's the key thing. If you have this in place and the system is really working, all you have to do is hire people, train them, and fire people if they don't perform. Simple. You can't keep, like if you want to win the Champions League, you need to be surrounded with great people. You can't make 7-figure business with B players. Okay? They need to be hungry. They need to be organized. Okay? Disciplined. And always be there. That's it.
Yeah, like that's fire. That's fire. So there's three things. So you shared that one, of course, you want to have a lead gen system in place, or let's say Facebook ads, Instagram, however you want to do it. Two, you mentioned you want to treat your existing people well, and three, you want to create that environment. You want to give people that experience, or have a system in place that's going to enable people to refer you to their friends and family. Now, one, by treating your customers, your existing customers well. So you meant providing good service when someone reaches out to you. Like that's one thing that you meant. How else do you think we can treat our clients and our customers better, apart from when they're reaching out to us?
Okay, so you know your own weakness, right, Nish?
My own weakness.
Yeah. So as a
Yeah,
human
yeah.
being, you know your weakness.
Yes.
Guys, let me talk about myself, not about Nish. Let me be very gentle because I have weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is impatient sometimes. One of my weaknesses is, look, if you go to the gym, my body is not built for bodybuilding. Okay, I used to be a footballer, so I can do certain things. I can't do certain things. Look, I have a great brain, but I'm not good in physical work. I can't do painting a wall. I'm very impatient with that. I tried even helping my dad. You know what happened? We end up fighting. He kicked my ass. I was running. He was running behind me. Like this is how it goes in Turkish culture. He screams. I just run away because it's out of respect. You don't want to say something to your dad. You need to know what's your weakness. Everybody knows their weakness. As a business, you know your weakness as well. Okay? At least if you're not on top of your business, you don't know your weakness, then really something is wrong in your business. Okay? So there's no need to skill, no need to grow. So knowing your weakness is where you start. Because if you know your weakness is your sourcing, is the product itself, is the quality, like you can make sale. I'm going to give you an example. Recently, I went to a supermarket here. I bought a salad, but the salad was not good. But I paid £1 to the salad. Now I can go back to the store, say, hey, you guys gave me a bad salad. All right, give me a new one. I was lazy. Okay. They sold me the salad. I bought it. They didn't sell me anything. I purchased the salad, but it ended up being bad. I didn't go back. Okay. Now, a lot of clients are like this. You can sell shitty products too. There will be maybe 99 people who won't come back, who won't complain, and who won't ask for refunds too. But there will be 1 or 2 people who are going to do, because for them, it's an honor. They perceive it as like, look, I paid my money. I want to get value in return, which they're absolutely right. Just give value. Don't sell shitty products, whatever it is. So if you know this is happening, now you can anticipate on it. Okay. You can say, let me send particular emails to manage, to give them, hey, listen, we take care of them. Or if you have a weakness, if you guys are drop shipping, you have a weakness, you have a long journey about delivering the goods from A to B. Customers don't care it takes 3 weeks. Customers care about the communication. Let me know that my product is safe. So they wait at the end of the, let's say they wait for 6 weeks and the product is not there. How do you feel? You feel fucked up, right, guys? Excuse my language, but
right.
It's not fair, right? But if you tell them, listen, we're checking it. It's right now in an X country, it's coming there. But I just want to make sure that you know that I'm on top of it. And if I'm not there, Miss Lisa will take care of you, whatever it is. You know how that's called service, guys. We are missing this in the online world. Everybody thinks, okay, let me sell something, make quick bucks. There are a lot of people making a lot of money, like they 1 million a month. I'm going to tell you too. But it is what you want. How do you ethically feel about it? Okay. You want to make money. Okay. Learn to sell first. And if you can serve on top of it, you win the long-term game. That's what I love the long-term game all the time.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more on that. A lot of people think that, especially in the dropshipping space, because that's how people show dropshipping. You see all these, people posting, photos of their lifestyle where they're, on the beach or scuba diving or traveling the world, sharing hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars in sales screenshots. And the only thing that people connect dropshipping, the way that, especially the ones, let's say, who are successful, or I don't know, they just act as if they're successful or fake it. But the way that they show it is they connect dropshipping with, just buying shitty things and just making money.
Yeah.
It's very rare to find someone who's going to say that, dropshipping is a real business. Of course, I know some people who are good and who actually treat the businesses that way. The dropshipping is a real business, and the business is built by happy customers. And to have happy customers, you want to have a great quality product, you want to have a great delivery time, and you want to serve your people well, because in the end, you get paid to serve people. And if you want to make more money, you want to increase the level of your service. And the more you serve people, the bigger problems you solve or the better experiences you give to people, the more money you're going to make in return. But people don't really think that way. People just think, for them, they're just going to find something. Let's test it out. If it works, I just got lucky. Let me just make money from this campaign and let me move on to some other one and let me just do this again. And this is what I share with the entire community over and over again. That one, of course, in the e-commerce space, everyone first wants to learn how to find good products. You want to learn how to sell. And then eventually you want to drill down to one market. You want to drill down to one customer avatar. You want to drill down to one audience that you want to be serving, people that you understand, people that you want to solve problems for. And the easiest way to do it is to, let's say, start from your own self. Like maybe, what is it that you love? What are the kind of products that you love to buy? And just maybe create a store around that, a brand around that. And that's the long-term approach. That's the long-term approach. And I really, really agree on that. Now, you mentioned the referral marketing thing, which, I'll be honest, we're not really doing a lot of it. We used to do it, but, wherein we used to send people a 10% off discount coupon along with their when their orders used to get shipped.
Yeah.
We used to send them a 10% discount coupon just to get more business from them.
Yeah.
But we haven't really set up any referral marketing yet. So how would you recommend everyone to approach referral marketing? Like, what are the top things that have worked really well for you and your business?
Okay, so in terms of referrals, what's the best thing to work? Look, you need to test. Whatever works for somebody doesn't work for anybody.
Correct.
Now, I would say don't overcomplicate it. So you can do referral marketing. Just think, depends also on the niche, right? So let's say you sell.
Let's talk about t-shirts. Let's talk about let's say we're
You
selling
sell t-shirts.
t-shirts to moms. Let's say
Okay,
that's
moms.
the brand. Yeah.
We sell t-shirts to mom. Okay, why does the mom love to buy t-shirts from you? What's their motivation? Initially, you need to understand that. Okay, and then secondly, you need to ask yourself, if I want that mom to refer me another mom, okay, what are the questions that this mom is asking herself? Okay, you need to break there is an objection that the mom does. Hey, look, listen, I bought you a t-shirt, but please don't ask too much from me. That is the psychology that moment. You need to first of all break that. You need to open up. Hey, there, mom, how was your experience with us? Okay, what would you consider as a great, let's say, strength of enjoyment that you had during the purchase? And what would you probably change something? So what's the weakness, what could be your potential objection versus what's your strength, where you will build the entire message around, right? Now, having said that, okay, they're gonna give you this feeling, and then you're gonna initially start very simple. You're gonna ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. Now, if you were in your current state right now, would you refer a friend or somebody else to buy again a t-shirt from us? Simple question. If the answer is no, you're going to ask, why? That's going to be something that you're going to improve as a business. If she's going to say yes, and then what would be for you an easy way and a fast way to refer 5 of your friends? Not even 1, 5, just to test. Because look, guys, reality is people become lazy. Okay, people don't want to do things. You need to make their life simple. You need to lead them. You're gonna say, hey, listen, give me $5. I make sure the t-shirt is on you. Everybody is going to give you 5. That's a simple step. All right. Then you're gonna say, all right, just enter the phone number or whatever it is. You're gonna explain. You will receive. You need to be clear, guys, and be precise in what you want to ask and build clear expectation. If you're going to say you're going to get the red color, whatever it is, and they suddenly receive green, then you're not going to meet the expectation. So clarity is power, right? Even when you set up your personal goals, clarity is power. Clarity is power in this case. Like human beings are incredible, creative, humans like creative assets on this world, but they love simple things. If you overcomplicate a process, then you lose them. Okay, you need to ask the right question. Look, I usually train my client desk team 5 frameworks. Okay, greet, always be happy. I don't want to have anybody in my client desk who's sad. Even if there's a funeral at your family, whatever it is, when you're at work, you need to smile. Clients shouldn't feel that you're unhappy. Okay, fake it, but make sure that you're happy. Okay, identify the problem. Okay, that's my number 2. If you don't know the problem, ask intelligent questions. Okay, ask questions. If you still don't get it, still keep on asking questions until you identify the problem. Okay, because you cannot provide a solution if you don't know what's the real problem. A lot of people I saw, like at the beginning of when I worked in set up my client desk, they proposed a solution, whereas the client was asking a different thing. So 4th one is, once you've identified the problem, okay, you want to propose the solution. 5th step is close the deal. Okay, this is again a sales, guys. Maybe you're not going to make money, but this is sales. You need to close the deal. 5 things. 5 things that you need to master for clients, great clients, whatever it is. Whether you speak over phone, email, chat, whatever it is. Don't be aggressive. Nobody likes to be sold. Everybody likes to buy. But ask the right questions, be polite, get the right information, be patient. When it's the right time, shoot and close the deal. That's it. That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's Pretty simple, pretty clear. And trust me, Ab, the kind of things you're sharing, it's just so dope. The way you're saying it, it's pretty evident that you live this, like you have these things on your fingertips that this is how we do it, and you've kept it simple. And trust me, guys, everyone listening to this right now, I can tell, I've known Ab and, his ecom journey personally, but I can tell that um, these things that he's sharing with us, this has come after a lot of testing, after a lot of money that's been invested, a lot of time and energy has been invested. And this is coming after speaking to a lot of customers, after going through, reading a lot of books, and more than books, experiencing a lot of things while running a real ecom business. So Ab, before we talk about anything else, thank you so much. This is really dope stuff, and thanks for really sharing this, because this is really spectacular. Thank you so much for that.
I just want to say thank you, Nish, to bringing all those knowledge to people who are just right now starting. Guys, I mean, look, even if you're starting right now, I mean, you guys are so lucky. Why are you lucky? First of all, you have access to amazing knowledge and an amazing mentor. Okay, you can ask him anything. Okay, we didn't have this before 4 years ago because the industry was completely new that time. Okay, there were not like people. We were like probably one of the first people who were in this industry. So we didn't have anybody in front of us. You can model somebody here right now. Now, secondly, you're not too late. A lot of people consider them when they start new, oh shit, I missed this opportunity. There's not such a thing. Think abundance, guys. Okay? And be patient. I told you before, I'm going to use this word a lot during this call. Patience is key. Okay? Patience and focus, guys. If you're focused on the right thing, you get the right thing done. All you need to do is the right thing. You don't need to do everything, only the right thing. What's the right thing at the beginning? Find, if you don't have a business, of course, find a good product that you want to test and then test it. Okay? Master yourself in those two things. Anything else can be, you can hire somebody who can do your clients. You can hire somebody who can do your operations. But you look, maybe if you listen to me, you feel the passion when I do operations. Oh yeah, you guys maybe hear when I talk about operation with passion, because it's my passion, guys. I want to make sure that we serve our clients well. Everything is systemized. Whenever, look, the way I treat my entire company is just simplifying process in such a way that an 11-year-old guy or a girl can come and work in my company. That's my mindset, because you don't need complicated processes. It needs to be simple and clear. The downside is, because it's so simple and clear, people like to complicate their life. So they try to, like change your processes when employees comes. They fall asleep. They find it boring after 3 months. You don't need those people in the team anyways. Just get this done. And if you're still having a lot of time, they can do different things. But definitely focus on the most important thing if you start. Find the product, okay, and learn how to sell. And learn how to sell comes back to copywriting, comes to human psychology, okay? But learn a lot of copywritings. That's what I would say, okay? And then you can hire somebody on Fiverr to do something for you. But if you don't know how to sell a product with words, okay, one testing strategy I can tell everybody, this is maybe a bonus. If you want to, shall I give one bonus to everyone?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Okay. So like one testing strategy of what I find very effective is, before you make any videos, do a post, let's say a photo with a text. If you see that text is converting, you can turn this into a video. Otherwise, it's like, it's difficult to test videos sometimes, but the content of the video can be tested by a post very fast. If that text is converting very well, you can take this text and make a video out of it. And that's more effective. Make sense?
Yes, it does. It does. Interesting. That's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. Yeah, that's actually dope. Now, tell me something. Um, let's say that someone's entering the e-commerce space and they don't want to be running the ads. They don't want to be learning sales. They don't want to learn, how the psychology works. And they just want to, because I met such people, because they want to just, hire people to do the stuff for them. And these people, let's say, have money. They have some money that they can invest. Do you think that, like, that could be one way where things could work, wherein they don't understand anything about I mean, they understand business, but let's say that they
Yeah,
don't really understand the nitty-gritties of
it can
dropship or
work.
e-com.
Look, it can work, but
Mm-hmm.
it is rarely happening. Okay, what do I mean? 99% of the people who say I can run your Facebook ads is bullshit. They can't do anything. Okay, they are after your retainer. So you promise them, okay, I'm going to give you 3K, run my ads. They don't care whether your ads are profitable. There are only few people who really take their client work serious. Look, there are also people like the agencies are not, I don't know. My feeling is I don't really trust them. Okay. This is your craftsmanship. Look, if you have money and you can hire people, look, I believe that you can do good things alone, but great things are done together. And what I did, you need to share your profit eventually, right? If you go on a partnership, they take a responsibility, you take a responsibility, and you share the profit. That's the rule of business. I mean, if you find somebody and they have the right motivation, right attitude, you can do whatever you suggested right now, Niche. But it's very, I mean, it's difficult. Look, if you have money, you don't have the skills, you don't want to have the time to invest, make sure you have a lot of money because it requires good amount of testing. Okay, you will be successful. But if you don't have a money, it depends on your situation. I didn't have money. Like I told you guys, we were like minus 6, 10K. We were burning our own salary. We didn't have any penny. Like so like if we can go back to the time how we started, like we were partying. Like I don't know whether you guys are aware of it. Like this is like a community where people, like social awareness community, where people go and approach people. Like we were doing crazy things at the time in London just to go out of our comfort zone. And then we were going to Hilton Hotel in the cafeteria. We just opened our laptop. We wanted to have this laptop lifestyle. That was the feeling that we had. But we didn't have money. Okay, we didn't have money. We were just drinking coffee. Okay, and the reason why we drank coffee is just to make sure that we can sit there. That was the main reason, right? And that's how we all started. But if you have money, that's a different game. Like if you have money, it opens up a lot of opportunity, but there is no guarantee that you will succeed. The only way you can guarantee is if you do the job yourself. But if you're eventually going to do the job yourself, then it costs you time as well. So it depends. Like finding the right person is difficult. Like I have hired and fired more than 150 people in this company. Because people come initially, I train them. Look, I train everybody, whoever comes from my first day. My training is very well organized. I train them on the vision first. Then I train them the technical skills, 2 weeks, only training. I don't need them to work. Okay, do you understand what we want to achieve? If I feel like they don't still understand, you're not fit to this company, sorry. And I'm looking for hungry people. Look, I think in the next 10 years, technical skills are not any more valued that much. We're going to all look for honest, transparent. Okay, these are the characters that we're going to look for. This is going to be very valuable. Okay, then technical skills will make you a little bit better, but a lot of things can be trained. But you cannot make somebody suddenly an honest person. Either you have it or you're not. Either you're born with the culture and value at home or you're not. Okay, that's it. Like when it comes to hiring people, yes, I know a lot of people doing that, but finding the right person is difficult. But yeah, I find this also very challenging. This is maybe one of my limiting beliefs, guys. Maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. It should be possible. As an entrepreneur, I'm very optimistic. It's possible. So, but then your goal is different. Then your goal is just to sit down, interview a lot of people, but be tough, when you approach people to do Facebook ads. Imagine, like in consciousness, what I experience with a lot of people, when they see a little bit money, they see the numbers, they change. They think as a business owner, because you suddenly make 7 figures, that you have suddenly 7-figure income. That's not true. look, I have 7-figure business, but personally, I have still very low income. Okay. So at the end of the day, they don't understand that we are self-funded. Look, we are not funded by venture capital who gets $150 million injection and then pay everybody 60, 70, 150. No, guys, we are entrepreneurs. We are self-funded. You must stay hungry. You want to work hard. The life of an entrepreneur or having a startup isn't that colorful and sexy as it looks like. It requires discipline, determination, and hard work. This is the reality. Now, marketers make it look amazing from outside. Right. Well, if you do this, you can get free time. Yes, that's true. They don't lie. But in order to do that, you really need to work your ass off, guys. If you don't feel the sweat, if you don't feel tired sometimes, it's difficult. Yeah, it's not going, because once you start the mass, look, this is what I believe in. If the time is ripe, you're going to receive the money. You're going to receive anything you wish. But if you're not ripe, if you're not ready, the universe is not going to give it to you. So going back to the word, patience is key. All I want you to take from this call, if you don't get anything, be patient in whatever you do. You don't have to drift from A to B to C. Whatever you do for the first time will not work anyways. Do it one more time and you will remember, second time is going to be much more easier than the first time. Gary Halbert, go read his book, The Boron Letters, guys. If you haven't done it, read this. Then that's going to train your mindset. That's going to understand. Look, I can go back to more longer. I tell you guys, all the internet marketers, they got all their knowledge. They don't know. The gurus of the gurus of the gurus, they got the theory from this book here. 7 Steps to Freedom. Okay. I don't know if you guys are watching. It's from Ben Suarez. I don't think it's available everywhere. You need to search on the internet. It took me 4 or 5 weeks to receive it. It came from US, this one. But it's an old book. Okay. The knowledge is quite old. The concept is applicable, but differently. Don't expect, if you buy this book, hey, app recommended to read this book, but this book is thick. It's like 2,500 pages. And I read everything and suddenly I knew all those things. Yeah, maybe you know, but everything starts from this book, guys. That's all I got to share, Look, I don't know, Nish, it's up to you. I mean, I feel like I talk too much right now.
No, so the kind of things you're sharing, it's just dope. This is one of the most valuable and insightful interviews that we've done on the show. And trust me, that's huge. This is going to be, the 43rd episode. And this is just so nice. And what you're sharing it's really deep and it's actually the real stuff. You're not here, you're not motivating people. You're not just showing off your numbers. You're not telling people that it's gonna be easy, you're gonna get there, do some, apply the secret and just sit and everything is gonna be okay. No. This is pure logic. This is backed up by pure logic, pure simplicity, pure hard work. And that's something that I really, really appreciate. So yeah. I think that's awesome. In fact, before we actually did this, there were a couple of questions that I had in mind that I'm going to ask you, but you've done this so beautifully. You've pretty much answered all of them. I'm not, and more than just talking about Facebook ads and how do you run Facebook ads and how do you do your research and shit. What's more important is how you see your business overall. That how do you approach your business? What's your mindset? How do you see your customers? How do you see your team? What mindset do you have overall? That's the real stuff. That's what matters, because like you said, the tactical things, the strategic things can be learned by anybody. They're pretty much available for free on the internet. Go to YouTube. You're gonna learn everything about running Facebook ads or about anything. You can learn any skill out there. But what's important is how you apply it and how you think that you want to apply it and why do you think you want to apply it that way. So I think that's how it all starts. And I think you've shared it beautifully. So yeah. Thank you.
Nish, I have a question. I have a question to you. I really appreciate all very, very sharp questions, by the way. I mean,
Go ahead.
you started this maybe also 4 years ago. You're
Uh-huh.
right now in this situation. 4 years ago, you thought in 4 years ago, maybe you thought I will be retired in 4 years' time, right? Maybe that's what you're thinking. At least that was how I thought that time as well. Oh, I'm going to have that much. I don't have to do anything. What's
Uh-huh.
the reality? Reality is you come after 4 years, you're at this point, you're still not satisfied. You want to have more. Time is infinitive, guys. Okay?
Absolutely.
Don't rush. Okay, no need to rush. You're in the marathon. I mean, I'm not going to repeat. A lot of people say don't sprint, go for the marathon. Easier said than done.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
80% of your success depends on psychology and mindset. If you don't feel right, you can't work right. Okay. It's fact. Look, I didn't feel right in the last 6, 7, 8, 9 months. A lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of online entrepreneurs don't want to talk about it, but I'm very open. I'm transparent about it because drawing you the wrong picture, guys, it's not right. It's not for me right. I'm going to tell you the real black and white. Okay. You're going to have a lot of stress where your wife is sometimes not going to understand you. Your mother is not going to understand you. Your friends are going to look at what is this guy doing? You're going to go through these periods. Okay. We have been through this as well. But once you start to make money, okay, you book success, suddenly you look around, a lot of people is around you. But one day when you're successful, you collapse for some reason, you look around, you're alone. Okay. And this is a fact. So what does that mean? If you're not, first of all, psychologically strong, physically strong, okay, you can't add value to yourself, you can't add value to other people. Stay focused on, like, guys, the biggest asset that everybody has, okay, I believe in God, okay. I know that a lot of people has different belief, but I believe that I am created and God has given me this body, physical asset to me. If I don't treat this physical asset properly, how would this body carry me? If I don't treat my soul properly, how would I think operate properly? Look back at the time when I was working for GE at the beginning, I was so sharp. I'm still, by the way. It's not. I go and interview management directors. Like I had the manager, and she was Indian. Okay, and I get along very well with the Indian culture because it's culturally very close. We have a lot of fun, but she had anxiety in her to approach, let's say, an MD. She's working there maybe 10, 15 years. I came there second month, I interviewed 5, 6 MDs. Why? Look, if you're focused at the end goal, not to the person, then because it's your vision, you're so busy with the vision, so busy on what you want to achieve that everybody else feels your energy. Everybody wants to surround with positive, high, great energy because that's a winning energy. I played football back in the Netherlands. I knew when I'd become champion at the end of the league and when not. Look, guys, energy is important. Create everyday energy for yourself. Because if you are here, if your mindset, if you're in states, you can solve any problem, okay? Any business problems. At the end of the day, guys, business must be a part of your life. Okay, business is not your life, it must be part of your life. At the beginning is a significant part of your life, but then you need to reduce. And here it comes. A lot of entrepreneurs are great, but they don't understand the, I think, business mindset, financial mindset, which is you need to understand. Look, a lot of people don't understand how the P&L works and balance sheet work. Because I'm an accountant and I'm a finance guy, I can link everything to P&L. At the end of the day, the numbers count. But you really need to be smart sometimes. And if you don't know this on the long term, I really recommend everybody to investigate a little bit in how does a P&L work? What's the balance sheet? Because if you don't know those numbers, look, make sure if you're not great in business, make sure you find someone in business. Tony Robbins said the following: either you're an artist, okay, you are a manager, and yet one more. You yet one more role. I forgot that one. Okay, if you're an artist, we all know artists are all broke in the world. Okay, they don't
Yeah.
make money.
Mhm.
And business guy, make sure it operates everything well. So you need to define who you are. I'm not saying you can't do both. There are people who are both, and that's just, I super admire them. But I'm not both. I'm not an artist, but I'm creative, guys. I'm creative in a different way. Look, some people get creative by meditating, by just in a calm environment. I get creative when I keep on working, be, let's say, there, work. I deliver. And because I do it, I get more ideas to do things differently more. That's how I operate. And for you might be different. Hope this was helpful, Nish.
It is. It absolutely is. And, referring back to the question that you asked, you're right. So when I started my journey on the internet in 2015, I mean, that's when we went full time. Our engineering was getting completed, and we had two jobs, and then we just let them go. And we were like, we had some savings back then that we made during our college days. And then when we started, the vision was simple. We want to retire in the next couple of years before we turn this 25, 27, whatever that age was. I don't even remember. That we're going to retire ourselves, and we're going to have a fancy car, and we're going to travel the world, and everything is going to be an automation. And we're just going to let the money work for us, and then we're going to invest that money in real estate and all of that jazzy stuff. But then, 6 years now, and we got to know about internet marketing in 2012. So it's actually been way longer than that. So, and we struggled for 3 years, could not make the blogging and affiliate marketing work, and finally we took this seriously. 6 years after that, I can tell you that yes, you're absolutely right. That you're absolutely right. It's a business. Yes, of course. And you get to decide that how do you want your business to be. If you just want to use your business to serve your own fucking self,
Yeah.
to just buy shit that's going to make you feel good,
Yeah.
then you want to ask yourself that uh, you know how do you expect your business to serve you then? I mean, if that's the only thing you expect from your business.
Yeah.
But if you run a business, to serve your people, to serve your customers, like that's pretty much how your business is going to be served.
Absolutely.
So it's always going to be a balance. Now, we're not saying that don't pay yourself, we're not saying that don't have fun. Of course you should, but your mindset should be right.
Yeah.
And one of my mentors always tells me, and this is what I'm sure you're going to agree with this, that when we run a business, no matter if it's 6 figures, 7 figures, 10 figures, whatever it is, you're going to have to do stuff that's going to be boring.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do stuff which is going to be repetitive, and you're going to be like, oh my god, this is so boring, and you can't outsource it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You want to become good at being bored.
Yeah.
You want to become a master at being bored, and that's pretty much how you take things to the next level.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ab, I absolutely agree with what you're saying. Like I said, I'm going to repeat it again. This has been one of the most deepest, one of the most powerful interviews that I've done on the show. Thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. It's an absolute
Absolutely.
pleasure to witness this I don't know, this genius in you. When you talk about this, there's this. It's just so genius. So thank you so much for your time. It's an absolute pleasure. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add links to one of your social media profiles in the description. I'm gonna take one from you, so that if anyone wants to reach out, ask a question, anything they can. And I'm also gonna let you know once the podcast goes live. So that's it, Ab. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And if there's anything else that you'd like to add, that you'd like to recommend, that you'd like to say to people, the mic is all yours.
All right. First of all, Nish and the entire community, guys, stay in the community, try to add value there. Okay. Like Nish has been doing a phenomenal job for all of you guys. I've been following him. Besides, he's a friend of mine. I see him also as a mentor, because a lot of things that whatever he does is just phenomenal. I can learn from him. Anybody I can learn is my mentor. Okay. Now, the key thing is that if you guys come as a community together, you will be surprised whatever you guys going to achieve. The synergy is going to be phenomenal. Okay. Don't be shy. When you're in a Facebook group, you're still hesitating. Shall I ask this question? Whether people going to think I can do this, or people going to perceive? Okay, change your mindset. Fuck all those people. Excuse my language. You care about yourself. You want to move from A to B. reality is, you know that you're not at that level. So if you ask a question at this level, everybody will perceive it as normal. Okay, so there's nothing wrong as asking a stupid question. Just ask questions. Find as soon as possible answers to your question. Now, I know I can keep on talking because I can share a lot of things with you. I can tell you, but it is up to you and to Nish. If you guys like this podcast, I can come again later. But before I go, before I leave, my gratitude to Nish for organizing in such a very beautiful podcast. And as a result, what I want to do is recommend everybody in this call following books. Okay, Nish, maybe you can read as well. The War of Art. Okay, I don't know whether you guys can see The War of Art.
Yeah, The War of Art, right.
Learn. This is it's very simple book. It's like 180 pages. You read it in one day. Okay. Now, if you're a beginner, you want to learn marketing, etc., a very fast way to dominate it is read this book, the one-page marketing plan. Okay. Now, once you start from here, you can jump onto all the other marketing books. Final thing is, you want to know the legends in marketing. You want to learn the best in the marketing. Read this book. It's summarized by Brian Kurt. Okay, one of the best marketers too. Now, and he's talking about, I can show you the index here, about the legends in marketing, why they are the legends. Okay, so if you guys are watching it, Cloud Hopkins, he is basically sharing you. And finally, okay, whenever you start, this is a good book as well. The 40-hour work year. Basically, is not the work week, the work year. The more you as an entrepreneur are in the business, the lower the value of the company. Now, that's all I got to share. It's now in your hands, guys, to take action, to develop your plan, whatever it is, but don't overthink, take action, okay? There's no perfect action. There's just action. You can make things perfect later on, okay? Just go for it. That's my saying all the time. Go for it. You know, I'm going to trademark this one. Go for it.
Beautiful. I'm definitely going to add all of these links, all of these names in the description so that people can check these books out for sure. So Ab, again, thank you so much, brother. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye-bye.